Hey, we are live. That's right. Love everybody. It's a good rule to live by. This is Eric Eisenbud, the Grateful Chef. Welcome again to my kitchen for another awesome cooking episode of In the Kitchen, the Grateful Chef Kitchen with Eric Eisenbud. I'm so grateful that you guys have come and joined me once again another week. Hopefully everybody has survived the holiday season. New Year's Eve, you know, the last hurrah, or I should say the Monday after New Year's Eve, because that's when the last hurrah was for us, you know. We did what we do in the winter. We kind of eat a lot, we go out a lot, we have a lot of good food, fun, friends, and everything. And I don't know about you, listen, I'm not going on a diet or anything, but, that little scratch in the back of my head about reeling it in. Maybe I need to do something light on Facebook Live, a little lighter, but I don't, I'm not switching on you. I'm not going vegan. I'm not doing any of that stuff. Just doing a little lighter thing. We did all those heavy holiday foods, the party foods, the snack foods, the beef Wellington, all that stuff. And we're going to continue to do that stuff, but we're also going to do recipes. I never know what's going to inspire me, and this week what inspired me was a recipe that I saw come across my Facebook feed. So this is not my own recipe. This is a Nigella Lawson recipe. She is the British bombshell chef, and her recipes are really cool. I've made several of them, and for the most part they work. So I wanted to do something that was a little bit on the lighter side, and something that we can come home from work and throw it together and put it in the oven, feed our families, really good, really healthy, really quick meal, and that's what we're doing tonight. I'm going to give people another minute or so to join in, unless Lynn has some hellos for us already.
Of course I do.
Of course you do.
I just have to get to the right page.
All right, or multiple pages.
So, as always, I've got 3 pages going.
Yes.
And
well, we would love everybody to watch us on the Grateful Chef group. I still have got my personal Facebook page. Try and migrate them all together, which would be awesome. And I want to again remind you and ask you to please share with your friends, your family, get them on that the Grateful Chef with Eric Eisenbud Facebook group to see these Facebook Lives. And like and subscribe my YouTube channel, speak. And also my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, the Grateful Chef _EE. Lots of great content. You never know where I'm going to post stuff. And hopefully I'm posting enough for you guys. Hopefully not too much. Hopefully not too little. Please let me know if you need to see more, if you need to see less. I'm always open to comments and change. So
with us tonight, we've got Nino. And we've got Kevin Holmes Liddell and Howard Thompson.
Howard. Who else?
We've got Kathy Vesey.
Kathy Vesey. Nihal.
And we've got Elias Steele.
All right, Elias. Awesome.
All right.
Fantastic. So again, this is like a one-pot meal, which is great. I mean, it's good for, like I said, coming home, had a busy day. Takes very little pre-planning, except having the chicken, in your refrigerator. So we're going to do this chicken recipe. We're also going to do a real quick potato wedge, like a lemon potato kind of thing, just throw together with this. And we are going to get right to it. So this is about a 13 by 10 or 12 little pan here. And one of the key ingredients of this, and which makes it so easy, I actually have to get it out of my freezer. That's right. We love fresh ingredients, but frozen ingredients have their place. Frozen peas. This is the base of our chicken dish. So it's called sheet pan chicken. The recipe, Nigella called it sheet pan chicken. Strangely enough, in the method of preparation, she talks about a roasting pan. So I'm doing it in a roasting pan. And now, of course, I have one in the oven so we can see what the final result is going to be. So I'm making a smaller one. I have 8 chicken thighs in the oven. I'm going to make this one. It's going to have 4, but you're going to get the idea. You're going to see exactly how to cook it and how simple it really is. So we're going to do 3.5, 4 cups maybe of frozen peas right in the pan. And you know, I love fresh peas. You can find them sometimes in the springtime here in New Jersey. They're kind of hard to find elsewhere. But that's fresh peas, but frozen peas, they freeze them. It's called IQF, individually quick frozen. They're absolutely sweet, and I have no problem using frozen peas. I'm going to put a little, another maybe half a cup in for good measure. You want to definitely line the bottom of your pan, just like that. All right, this is going to be the basis, and what's going to happen is it's also going to make sure the chicken stays nice and moist and tender. Yes, Lynn?
So as you're moving from peas to something else, I just wanted to make sure you knew that we have Paul Bodie with us tonight.
Oh, thank God.
Mike,
who?
Sorry, Mike. Bobby Thomas.
Excellent. All our fans are here. We love it.
We've got Christina Borg with us as well.
Hello, Christina. We were just saying how much we miss you. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Okay, so the next step, we're going right to it. Next step is leeks. Now, we want to use like a medium leek. This was like a large. You want to use only the white part. You want to cut the green part off. Sometimes where the green meets the white, they've got some dirt in there because the way the leek stays white, you might not know this, is as they grow, and the same thing for asparagus too, they actually kind of build the dirt up around it so it doesn't get photosynthesis, so it doesn't turn green. So there's always going to be dirt in the leek where the green kind of meets the more solid white part. So I basically took the white part off. I peeled off any layers that didn't look nice. I washed them. And we're cutting these into, it says 1-inch rounds. You really don't have to be that particular about it. You know, you want to do at least a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to cut these into rounds. And you can break them up. This is the stem end, so I'm going to get rid of that. You can choose to break them up once you put them with the peas. And this is like, I'm going to say 3 medium leeks. I've actually got 1 large and 1 medium, so we'll call it 3 medium leeks. All right. Watch closely. This could be tricky. There you go. Leeks in peas. That's basically what you what you want to do. Like I said, since these are kind of big, I'm just gonna kind of break them up a little bit. Just separate them. You want them to caramelize when they cook in the oven. So the oven I have on at 400 degrees, and I preheated it. Mine has a convection feature, so I am using convection because I like the way convection crisps chicken skin. It's basically the only reason. All right, so now I've got the leeks in here, leeks and peas. The next thing I'm going to do is garlic. My rule of thumb when a recipe calls for 2 cloves of garlic, I use 4. I just like garlic. So I don't want to add so much that it changes the dynamic of the dish, but I love garlic and I want to just make sure that I have enough. So basically we're going to do the smash and mince. The reason why we do this is, and I'm sorry if it's a little bit loud, is instead of starting and chopping it and cutting it and breaking it down, because when you smash it, you're already halfway there. It's already mostly minced. So you want to get them nice and flat, kind of run your knife through it, just like that. Go the other direction. And you'll see that you can pretty much get a nice mince. Once you get it down small enough so they're not hopping all over the place, right? You can scrape off your knife. They tend to stick.
But don't slice your finger.
No. Notice my fingers are nowhere near the blade. And then I use this technique. I don't even know what to call it. I have my fingers resting on the top of the knife. putting the pressure down. I have the pinch technique, and I start to rock. And what happens is the knife starts going like this. All right, if you can see that. And that's giving you a double cut. Every time you're going down, it's giving you a cut in the back and a cut in the front. And it's just this rocking motion like that. And you can make, minced garlic relatively quickly. So I'm pushing down here, and I'm lifting and pushing here. And you're using the blade of the knife, scraping it together. Now, if you wanted to, there's also a technique where you can put kosher salt here with the garlic, and then just use your knife and kind of press it. But, I'm using like my wooden butcher block, and I really don't want to kind of rub it into the wood itself. So I'm basically just doing the mince technique. And that's pretty much what you got. So I'm going to put this in here. And there's no need to worry about spreading it around because we're going to mix it up. Yes, Lynn?
Okay, so Tammy May said she's thinking of peas and leeks. Sounds like a spring dish. Gotta love frozen peas.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking probably make a great spring dish.
Oh yeah, I don't disagree. I would make it with fresh peas maybe, Would you
then have to add water to it if you did fresh peas?
Maybe. This is the first time I'm making the recipe. So it will be interesting to see what comes out of the oven. Okay, so we have peas, yes?
We also have Nilish Ramratan down in Texas.
Nilish Ramratan. Get it right. Nilish Ramratan. AKA Ram.
I asked Swapna.
Okay.
To
we have our studio audience is a single person tonight. Swapna. Our dear friend Swapna. She's been here a couple times before.
She's not single.
No, she's not single, so don't get excited, Ram. But she is the sole in-studio guest this evening because one of our guests took ill. We hope, Susan, that you feel better. And we'll catch you next time for sure.
And can you tell Justin Pentland and the rest of the viewing audience about your knife? My
knife. We've talked about it before. This is my daily go-to knife. This is the Meeson. It was a Kickstarter or Indiegogo, one of those, and I bought it because I like the design of their website and everything, and it was $60 when I bought it, and I gotta tell you, this is my go-to. It is well balanced, the handle is great, they put a lot of design and thought into it. I love it. I recommend this knife all the time. It comes with lifetime sharpening. I run it on a ceramic steel, and I've never had to sharpen it yet. It's light, it's beautiful, has the bolster, full tang, which means that metal that goes all the way through with the rivets. I love it. In fact, when they came out with some cookware, and they just came out with, or they're coming out with, a non-stick line. They had a deal, it was $99 for all three sizes of the non-stick pans. Can't wait for them to get here. And if I didn't have so many other pans already, I would have gotten the other ones too.
Here's an interesting question from Jamie Parisi. He said, how do you care for your butcher block if you use cut raw meat on it?
Well, I always sanitize it. So what I'll do is I'll wipe it down. I have this eco-friendly cleaner. So I'll wipe it down. Make sure I get all the surface stuff off of it. And then I will let it dry. And I have a sanitizing tablets that I mix with water. And I put that, and you spray that on, and you let it air dry. That takes care of the bacteria and everything. And then I have a spray bottle with mineral oil, and I spray it down, and I let it soak overnight. And then in the morning, I just wipe the mineral oil off. So it keeps well. And what's good about butcher block is, I can, if it gets to a certain point, I can sand it down and get a whole new surface. So that's how I do it. And sometimes with chicken or something like that, I will use another cutting board and put it on, put it on top. Anyway, back to the recipe. Peas, garlic, leeks, all in the pan. And again, frozen peas. Next thing I want to do, this is vermouth. It was about 1/8 of a cup, a couple tablespoons. This is going to add nice flavor. Nice moisture to it also. Okay, I am going to salt. I'm using a flaky Malden sea salt. Hey Google, stop the timer. Flaky Malden sea salt. I love it. It's a little bit sweeter as far as salt goes. So I'm going to salt this up. And we have dill. So I just took the fronds of the dill, picked off the leaves, and basically just going to kind of pick at it and drop it in. You know, again, not too particular. You can see if I wasn't yapping so much and answering questions, this process would take, 10 minutes maybe. All right, so that timer was for our chicken, but that's okay. Thighs are very forgiving. It's not like a chicken breast, where you really have to worry about them overcooking. So you want to put in most of the dill that you have, and you're going to leave some for the very end, because when you plate it, that you're going to put more dill on top. So I'm going to just pick it off, break it up with your fingers. All right, I think that's enough. Okay, now we are going to go in. I'm going to use a spoon, and we're going to mix it around.
I'm going to zoom in.
Yeah, why don't you zoom in? And I think I'm going to switch to my hands because it's just more efficient. So you just basically want to mix the salt. You want to mix the peas around. If there's any clumps of frozen peas, you want to break them up. You want to distribute the garlic. So far, so good. Pretty easy. Oh, here's one that's a little too big. I'm going to break it up. This one too. Pop it out.
Will they loosen up in the oven?
Oh, they will definitely loosen up. But these are really solid leeks. All right, now, chicken. Here we go.
We have Jay Tepper.
Hello, Jay. I think even Jay could make this recipe.
I don't know about that.
What I learned from the first batch that I made, because you are at one point going to stir this up, try not to put the chicken on the leek, and you just want to sit the chicken right on top.
And why wouldn't you put the chicken on top of the leek?
Because that will prevent the leek from caramelizing, and that's a really cool aspect of this dish. Nice caramelized leeks, the nice sweet peas, they get a little caramelized too. So very simply, putting the chicken right on top. I'm going to distribute the leeks just like so. I'm going to go wash my hands, very important. Soap. All right. On top of this, we're going to do more of that Malden sea salt on the chicken because it's not previously seasoned. So I did season the peas with salt, no pepper, and we're going to do a nice drizzle of olive oil. It's going to get us a nice crispy skin.
I'm going closer again because oops.
Anybody have any questions so far?
Sandra Fife had a comment. She said she loves peas and is looking forward to trying this.
Awesome.
She usually makes peas, bacon, and shallots and Kerrygold butter and garlic.
Mm-hmm. Can't be anything wrong with that.
Especially the Kerrygold butter.
So, what we're going to do now, this gets put into a 400-degree oven. It's going to go for 45 minutes. After 45 minutes, you're going to take it out. You'll see that some of the peas are starting to caramelize, get a little dry a little bit. You just want to mix them around, submerge the ones that are a little bit dry. You'll notice at 45 minutes that the skin is starting to get nice and crispy and golden. And you just, again, want to stir things around, bring stuff that's on the bottom up to the surface, submerge some of the things that are a little bit dry, and you're going to put it back in for 30 minutes. And that is what we are going to do. But first, I'm going to check out the chicken that I put in earlier. I'm going to see how good this looks.
As you're pulling that out, Paul Damoni asks, when will you, actually, his girlfriend, Leslie, wants to know, when are you going to do a crawfish boil?
Summertime.
That's one thing. It's a little cold here.
All right, here we go.
It's going down to 20 degrees this weekend. Pardon?
A nice close up of this.
I'm going to come closer to you. We're walking,
Check
guys.
my potatoes. They're looking fabulous. All right.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to put this in. So I'm going to cook it.
And I've got a close-up on your chicken.
All right. So again, 45 minutes. I did it on convection. Hey Google, set a timer for 45 minutes.
And you can see how nice and brown the leeks are.
Right. So, as I was saying, you've got that caramelized leeks. This is really what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful, caramelized, brown. You've got the peas. You can see some of them have dried and shriveled a little bit. I like that, you know. And it smells absolutely delicious. There's a little bit of broth in the bottom, which is vermouth and chicken juice and salt. And the skin, see if you can hear this.
Holy cow.
All right, it's nice and golden and crispy. So that means the fat rendered out of it. I made sure it was pretty dry. It's looking pretty washed out. It's pretty bright. Let me turn this light off. See if you guys can see it any better.
That is so much better.
Okay, so the when the skin is crispy, that means it was sufficiently dry before I put it in the oven. That's very key. Whenever you want something crispy, get rid of the moisture. And then the fat has rendered out because there's fat between the skin and the meat. So that fat has rendered out. It has basted the chicken meat, and this is looking really, really delicious. So I'm very excited about this. Another one of Nigella's recipes that works for me. I love it. I'm going to take the potatoes out, and we're going to plate up a plate. And I'm going to explain to you a little bit about these potatoes. You want to go back to the cutting board, and I'll just do a quick demo on the potatoes? Honey?
Somebody wanted to hold it under the light again, please. So Christina said, hold it under the light again, please. I just don't know.
Let's go.
Go closer. She wants to see the crispiness.
All right, crispiness. Here we go. Good. Do a flyby. Ready? Here we go. Turn this off. Definitely crispy. You can see the bubbles. Can't wait.
All right.
Fantastic. All right, we're going to go back to the cutting board. I just want to do a quick little demo on the potatoes. Okay. Do it in here. So basically what I did with the potatoes, I have washed the potatoes. Give that to you. Just me no good back there. I washed the potatoes. Some people peel them. I like the way the skin actually holds things together. So, very simple. Cut it in half, and each half you're going to cut into 3 wedges. That simple, okay? I do a lot of variations on this, just wedge potato. It's fantastic. So, what I did with these potatoes is I put them in a Ziploc bag. I squeezed about 2 lemons in there, and I marinated it in lemon juice. A little take on the Greek lemon potatoes. It also stops the potato from turning brown. Let that marinate in there. Took it out, patted them dry. Then I put them on a sheet with olive oil. All right. And olive oil is your friend. You can use avocado oil. You can use grapeseed oil. Olive oil will give you a little bit more flavor. I am going to do a little bit of garlic powder. And why am I not using fresh garlic here? Because you're cooking it at 400 degrees and fresh garlic will tend to burn, and that we do not want. I'm also putting on a little bit of smoked paprika. You can use regular paprika, you can use chili, you can use any barbecue rub that you want to use. May not do the barbecue rub with the lemon marinade, but it's perfectly fine. So I'm basically seasoning them right on the tray, and I'm going to add a little bit of salt. Just like that. Yes, Lynn?
Just got a few comments and everything else as you're going. So you've got Nino, he wants to know what time dinner is. Francesca Messina is hello.
Depends on how far away you are, because I got plenty.
Hello from Greensboro, North Carolina.
Hello.
So Nino, if you can be here in the next 15 minutes, come on by.
So real quick, I'm just chopping a little bit of parsley, because I like parsley and potatoes. And I have my parsley in a cup of water, keeps them really nice and green and fresh. You can put that right in the refrigerator. It'll stay fresh for a while.
And we've got Jay Judge and Justice Stores with us.
Hello, Justice and Jay.
And James Samaritino is salivating. Holy moly!
Awesome.
We have Ryan Lindquist.
So I've got the spices. I've got the garlic powder. I got the smoked paprika. Assuming that it's been marinated in lemon juice, I am going to add a little lemon zest because I really like lemon in potatoes. Again, you can do a million variations on this recipe. All right, so I got my lemon zest here, and I'm just going to add that to the mix. And again, I'm going to go in. I want to mix them up, make sure everything is covered. You're going to lay them in a single layer. Very simple. Easy to do for a lot of people too. All right. So again, I'll put this in a 400-degree oven on that one side, and in about 40 minutes or so, I'll flip them over, and you got beautiful wedge potatoes to go with your meal. Yeah.
And question from Patty Wapp, which happily Chef Justice already answered. So Patty asked the question, just for any of the other viewers, do you rinse your chicken? And from Chef Justice, he came back with, really, there's no reason to...
There is no reason to.
Rinse chicken.
All right. Here we go.
Rui Manata said, love me some wedge potatoes. Awesome. And Nino said, we'll have to get them next time.
Yes.
He already made dinner.
Oh.
I don't know, he should know.
All right, here we go. Let's plate. Let us plate. All right. I'm going to move this piece of chicken over here. This one over here. I'm going to dig in. I want to make sure I get delicious peas and leeks.
So there's a new feature on Mevo that it keeps biting me.
Yes.
That I'll click on the screen just to move it in closer, and all of a sudden, you folks will see that I actually have a spot way off wherever you're from. So I'll have like a picture of the cabinets.
Nice.
Your blank cutting board.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah.
All right, here we go. Oh, this chicken is really tender, and it's really hot. Okay, I'm going to put our chicken here. I'm going to tilt the pan and collect some of the sauce. Pour it a little bit over the chicken. We're going to get our wedges.
I turned out the light so it actually makes your chicken glow a little less.
Okay.
So Francesca asked if there was a printable version of this recipe, and we'll get one posted on on the Facebook group page.
Yes, we certainly will. All right, and we'll garnish with a little bit more of the dill. Yeah, it's really dill and peas, great combination. Interestingly enough, peas and sour cream make a great combination. All right, so here we go.
And, oh, sorry. I'll ask a question later.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So this is, thank you, a beautifully healthy weeknight meal that you can come home from work and make. Takes, you know, a little over an hour in the oven. Crispy chicken. Amazing potato wedges marinated in lemon juice. Great peas with vermouth and leeks. And if I can do it, you can do it. And, you know, listen, kudos go to Nigella Lawson for coming up with these amazing recipes. So it wasn't my recipe. I found it. One of the things that I am able to do is look at a recipe and kind of know if it's going to work or not. And I saw this one and I said, absolutely, I got to do this on my Facebook Live because we all could use some quick, healthy, and delicious meals to make. So with
Paul,
that, I'm going to taste.
Paul Sponey says, hey, it looks great. Jamie
Awesome.
Greasy, looks tasty. And as you're wandering around, Jamie also asked when Les Marmitons meet.
The what?
Les Marmitons, when do they meet?
We are meeting this coming Monday.
So what is Les Marmitons again?
Okay, I will tell you about Les Marmitons. So I was watching TV and I saw Al Roker do a show on the Food Network called Roker on the Road. It was about 15 years ago. And he was at a group of men that get together and they cook under the guidance of a chef, like a real chef. I was not working in the food business at the time, and I said, this is great, I can keep my skills up, so I joined. And this is a group of men that get together once a month. We meet September through May, and every month we have a guest chef from a local restaurant. We create a 4 or 5 course menu with the chef and the members of the club who are not professionals, just regular guys, people who just love to cook, regular men who love to cook. We get together, we cook this 4 or 5 course meal, we sit down, we do wine matching with each course, the chef critiques how we did, and listen, I cook with some amazing amateur cooks, and I've seen the skill level of the club go, you know, through the roof. So really great guys. The tagline for the organization is from friendship to gastronomy. So it's about making friends, doing something that we love, and that's cooking. And the camaraderie is amazing. There is a website for Le Marmitons International. It's lemarmitonsinternational.org. And we also have one for our local New Jersey chapter, which is the oldest chapter in the U.S. It is lemarmitonsnj.com. Check it out. You can see menus there. Some have the recipes and everything. It's really, really cool. And check and see if there's one in your area. It's in Canada, it's in the U.S., and it's growing every year. So it's really awesome.
So leading up to this, Ryan Lindquist, great looking dish, chef.
Here we go.
So let's see if it lives up to it.
Okay, we're looking for that tender. Oh yeah, look at this.
It looks
Really
juicy.
delicious, very juicy. You pick up the sweetness from the peas, and it's dry vermouth, and the peas and the vermouth actually play very well together. You also get sweetness from these amazing leeks, and you get that little nutty caramelization on there.
Are they really tender?
Yeah. What, the leeks?
Yeah, I'm just
Absolutely.
curious because they were so big.
Yeah. I mean, they're like melted. You could spread them on bread.
Ooh.
I mean, that's absolutely delicious. And then, of course, our potatoes. So this is the first time that I ever marinated potatoes in pure lemon juice. And I want to check it out.
Did you do lemon juice or did you just do the zest? I missed that.
Lemon juice.
All right.
You get a little hint of it. Maybe next time I'll try and do it in lemon juice under vacuum. Maybe it'll soak it up a little bit more. But again, really simple meal. Absolutely beautiful and elegant. Your friends are going to love it. You're going to love it. I was happy.
Swapna's going to love it.
Swapna's going to love it. Cooking together with you is one of my life's greatest pleasures, and I'm so happy that you join me each and every week. Again, please share with your friends. I really want to continue to do this. I want to grow it really, really big. And the best way to do it is through referrals. So refer to your friends, check this guy out. We're cooking real live. And I also want to encourage people to post on the Facebook group what they're cooking, successes, not such successes. I won't use the F word. Places that they eat that are interesting, culinary experiences that they're having. That's what the group is all about. Throw out your suggestions for what you'd like to see cooked. We'll try and get to them as best we can. I'm going to put them in where I see fit as far as seasonally and all that stuff. But yeah, we're all in this together. I'm not doing this alone, and I'm happy about that. You know, you guys are becoming really good friends, you know, and I'm happy to do this with you. So I will say to you to be well, eat well, live well, be nice, be kind, and I will see you next week with The Wind Beneath My Wings, producer and camerawoman Lynn. We will see you next week for the next episode, Cooking in the Grateful Chef Kitchen with Eric Eisenbud. Peace, love you, be well.